than most. Eyes low in the post. Ready for whatever, buddy. Trust me, you won't no smoke. Never disrespect my city, this the land of the ghosts. This shit doper than some white girls that just got off the boat. This shit came straight off the boat, straight off the boat. Straight off the boat, 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 straight off the boat.
Y'all understand why I had to do that in a minute. So I've taken a few days off from this for several reasons. One, because I just needed a break from arguing about LeBron James for a while. That seems to be everybody's favorite topic. And I just got tired of the conversation, to be honest with you. Two was because I had to continue to move things forward with the franchise sports kickball tournament that's happening July 14th at Messer Park. So if you guys have nothing to do on that day, make sure you guys come out. Tickets are $5 for individuals, $40 for 9-man teams, so you get to save $5. And the third reason why I decided to wait is because the next person that I'm about to have on is, you need time to prepare for somebody like him. If you don't know Lamont Wilson, then you have never been aggravated to this extent in your life. Some of this man's opinions on sports in general are just maniac. Like, they don't make any sense. And you talk to him and you realize that he knows a little something about basketball or football or sports. But sometimes you're like, what the hell are you talking about, man? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have about 6 or 7 of those moments coming up. But he's just a troll. And I wanted to have this conversation so that everybody could share my aggravation with him. So I'm going to call Lamont and see what he's talking about. Y'all pray for me. So here we go. Let's find Lamont Wilson. My guy. Here we go. Lamont Wilson.
My man, what's going on, my brother?
I'm chilling, man. How life out there in Cali treat you?
Oh, man. Blessed and beautiful. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. Just out here chasing these dreams. So, in the intro, I called you the troll because that's what you're good at when it comes to sports, trolling people.
You know what I am?
What's that?
Truth be told, me and you had the same opinions. It's just that when it came to like the Lakers and Heat, we slightly deferred.
The nuances of conversation.
Yeah, we always had like the same viewpoints. Like, you like the Packers, I'm a Vikings fan, so we never agreed on the NFC. So we never agreed on who was better, Wade or Kobe.
No, we still don't.
But I will say this though, in retrospect, since I'm a basketball historian, I would say I was looking at his stats in his career. Wade is closer to Kobe than Kobe was to Jordan, if that makes sense. So 1 is further off from 2. But 2 isn't that far from 3, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, aside from the whole premise, then it would be sound. Kobe might be closer to Wade. Wade's a better basketball player, Lamont.
That's so funny. I still don't see how you see that.
It's because it's the truth, Lamont. Like, at the absolute basketball peak, when they were at the top of their game, Wade was a better player. Like, at Kobe's...
You don't believe that.
I do believe it. At the top of Kobe's game, he got beat in the first round 2 out of 3 years and didn't make the playoffs at the third year. So
the 2 out of the 3 years, he was up 3-1 against his team that should have went to the finals. And Wade struggled to make the playoffs or even get to
What you talking about? 06, Wade won the title.
Well, yeah, he had Shaq and he had help. He had a major help.
Shaq averaged 12.7 points per game and was the third leading scorer in that final series.
So that was Wade's. That was his best year. 2006.
Of course not. 2009 was his best year when he should have won MVP.
How many games did he play that year?
He played 70-something games.
Then,
he led the league in scoring.
20, like 30.
30. He averaged 30. 30.1. He barely got over there, but he averaged it.
Yeah, that's cool.
But he affected the game in so many ways. But that's not what I called to talk to you about, Lamont. I actually didn't have any subjects planned to talk to you about.
We never do.
You know, Victor Young told me the same thing, and Willis. Like, we don't have anything. We just go at it. So I was having a conversation the other day about the Dream Team versus the Redeem Team. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Who was the better team? Who do you think will win?
The Redeem Team, they were good, but the reason why they were the Redeem Team because they lost in 04. Pretty much everybody on that 08 team was on the 04 team, I believe, except for Kobe, like Stephon Marbury, Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying? Like, those guys wasn't on the 08 team, but LeBron, Carmelo, Wade, Bosh, they were on the 04 and 08 team.
Yeah, I think that was the only. Those were the only holdovers. Most of the team was still new. Yeah, Chris Paul, Darren Williams.
So I guess the bulk of the scoring was the 04 team that's on the 08 team. But the Dream Team was something special because it was never done before. It had like 7 champions on one team, and they played well enough to dominate, but the NBA or global basketball wasn't great. The skill set wasn't great.
The competition wasn't as good as it was in 08.
Exactly. So, I would go with the Dream Team because they have Mike Pippen. They had something to prove coming off a second championship. Magic, Larry was older in the tooth, little age.
Right.
But they had Charles Barkley.
But see, that's my point. That's my point, though. They had more players who were long in the tooth than the 2008 team, who had more players actually in their prime or entering their prime.
Yeah, but they were way behind the ears, though. You got to remember, too, LeBron wasn't LeBron now. Wade
he wasn't LeBron now, but he was also a different athletic monster, and Wade was in that season right before he led the league in scoring. So
you drink that Olympic water, you get better the next year. So. Everybody played better. Like Charles Barkley in the '92 Olympics, he was great. Then the next year he won the MVP, and then went to the finals. You know what I mean?
Well, here's my thing about the teams that I believe, because I believe the Redeem Team will win this game, and the reason is because the bulk of the players on the '92 Dream Team were from the big men. So you had Patrick Ewing, you had Karl Malone, you had the Charles Barkleys of the world. So you had those guys. On the wings, outside of Scotty and Mike, what did you really have?
You had Clyde.
Who's Clyde gonna guard on the Dream Team?
Clyde can guard everything. Like, that's the thing. That's another thing. I'm happy you said this. Clyde was one of those guys battling for Mike for supremacy in the late '80s, early '90s for the best two guard.
And he lost decidedly.
Because my guy Larry he's a problem. Larry was a problem.
Larry Bird.
Yeah, Larry Bird was a problem.
We got to think. No, this is Larry Bird with back injuries.
Right. But I think he was battling some after he helped his mom help her backyard and messed up his back. Then you had John Stockton. So you had defense.
Well, here's my thing about John Stockton. I do everything that I can not to be disrespectful to this man because I know that he can play. I know he's one hell of a defender. But with Chris Paul and Darren Williams on the court, you have a point guard that's either too fast for Stockton or a point guard that's too strong for Stockton. So they almost render him unplayable.
Darren Williams, man.
Well, we can say that about Darren Williams in hindsight, but it's kind of like Clyde. At that time, they were battling for supremacy. Who was the best point guard?
Yeah, I always thought Chris Paul was better than Duran. I just thought Duran was a system player. That was the same system John Stockton and Karl Malone ran in Utah. So it was never no different. They were just getting the lane.
So who was better at it, Stockton or Darren Williams?
Stockton, without a doubt.
Why?
Stockton's going. Darren Williams is not even the conversation. You can name all time. You can name 20 point guards better than Darren Williams. Like, seriously, John Stockton is top 5, my brother. Like, let's stop playing games. Like, I get it, he's white. You gotta leave those colorisms alone, man.
Hey, I was having this conversation with somebody else too, another Laker fan, by the way. He was telling me that the only reason that Larry Bird gets so much credit is because he was white, and I was like, nah, friend.
I give Larry. Hey, look, I was on
Larry
Bird today, but Larry Legend. Hey, 50, 40, 90, MVP 3 times, and he beat
Finals MVP 3 times.
Hey, in a row. Hey, Larry. Hey. He's in my top 5 players of all time, brother. Now, basketball today's changed. There's no position. It's positionless basketball. Because if you have the biggest wings, the biggest guards, you can get out there and win. Your 4 can be the 5, and you run like a Warriors death lineup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or your 4 could be the 1, and you run what they got going on in Philly over there.
Hey, they're gonna be a monster if they get somebody that can hit a mid range or get somebody that can stretch the floor and give you 25, 30 minutes a night.
They got somebody. They got JJ Redick.
Now, come on now, you got to play the other end of the court.
I get
JJ's a pest on defense, but he
ain't no defender.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I need Paul George to go to Philly. Shout out to Teroy, man. I want Paul George to go to Philly. I don't want him now.
I give my boy Teroy this, man. Like the man called me out when Miami played Philly, and I was talking my little trash, but my dog did win. So I respect Teroy, Mr. Teroy Jackson. We got to get him on here too.
But yeah, as we was saying, like I put Larry in my top 5 over LeBron. I put Larry because I put it like this. I put Larry in my top 5 because he's more efficient than LeBron. Low key, he was 28-8 every game for the 9 years he was in the league at his prime or whatever. People forget he won the Rookie of the Year, not Magic Johnson. They came out the same year. He won it over Magic, and then he took a 20-win team to 60-win the next year.
Yeah, but Magic won the chip in the rookie season, so that's
why I put Magic in my top 5. That's what I'm saying.
But you put Larry over LeBron, which is interesting.
LeBron is next to him. If I wanted LeBron, see, in 2015, right? Let's take a trip down memory lane. When the Warriors finally got to the NBA Finals, I thought LeBron was gonna bring it to Cleveland that year. Kyrie and Kevin Love were down, but I'm like, all right, cool, that's fine. LeBron's still gonna win it. He has the championship pedigree. He knew what they were going to do. He dropped, game 1, 42, 15, and 10 or something like that. He had like a big game.
Yeah, he averaged a triple-double in that series.
LeBron was in the post in Miami. He was in the post. They played off him and Wade, and that was LeBron was at his best. I thought he was going to go back to that.
We got prime LeBron. I always tell people that, like, we got the best possible version of LeBron James. And now I give it to him.
The coach got the best out of LeBron.
Well, he put him in different positions, but like this year, LeBron James, he was on a different level in the playoffs. But like, even though his numbers were great, offensively, his numbers were great offensively. But I was like, I still think that Miami LeBron was just different. Yeah, it was better. Like it was better. That's what it was.
Offensively, defensively. He won the MVP. Almost got it unanimously off that one Carmelo vote. That's Victor. Victor voted. Victor Young, he gave Melo that one vote. But LeBron was at his best that year when y'all won back-to-back with the Spurs. And when he was in the post, you couldn't do nothing to him. He even in 2015, they lost in 6. He was moving Iggy, and I just don't understand why he didn't finish that series. That was his gut check.
It's because he's not comfortable in that because they don't run the same type of offense that Miami ran when he was in the post. It was a lot of backdoor cuts and stuff like that off of in Miami, as opposed to spot up shooters that he has now in Cleveland, where they're just standing there waiting for him to make that cross court pass that he makes to the corner. Well, I mean, JJ Redick did get 1 year $20 million too.
Oh yeah, we got KCP for that same type of over $20 million for KCP.
Yeah, I mean, but I like KCP though. I think he's a decent basketball player.
You know, at one point in this season, I preferred him over Paul George. Like when he was balling, and I watched a lot of OKC games, so I was getting ready for Paul to come to LA. No, I don't really want him. I really don't want him.
Well, I bet you don't really want him now because you done heard all this smoke about Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, and Paul George potentially coming over there.
You can check my history book, man. I was never a real big fan of Paul George.
I know you were never a big fan of Paul George, but I bet you're excited to have him potentially come to your team.
Not really. It depends what I know he's not going to be that dude. I know I need to bring somebody else.
You're gonna have to listen. They're talking about Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, and Paul George all coming to the Lakers. What about?
I'll take Kawhi and LeBron.
And you leaving off Paul George?
Yeah.
If you could get all three, you would prefer not to have Paul George.
I need a bench.
If you could get all three of those players in your organization, you would rather that Paul George didn't come.
I would rather have Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James. Oh. Well, actually, you know what? I'd rather have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. If I don't need LeBron, I wouldn't want to sacrifice my team to get LeBron. Because I already know what LeBron's going to do.
Oh, I know what LeBron James is going to do.
He'll get me to the playoffs. Well, Kawhi can get me to the playoffs too, though.
Yeah, Kawhi can get you to the playoffs. Paul George could potentially get you to the playoffs.
No, he can't. That's stop.
Listen, if Paul George is one of the top.
Well, I'll give
10 players in this league.
He's the what?
He's one of the top. No, he's not. Is he a top 10 player?
Hell no. My brother, what are you talking about?
Name me 10 players right now better than Paul George.
without any particular order.
No order whatsoever. Just name them.
LeBron, KD, Steph. LeBron, KD, Steph, Russ. I'm gonna go. I'm looking at different conferences now. Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins count? Did he hurt though? So
but DeMarcus Cousins is better.
All right. So how many is that?
7.
Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson.
Is Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's a way better. Yeah, hell yeah. Kawhi Leonard, Damian Lillard. He's in that John Wall category.
Who?
That next tier, Paul George.
Paul George is in the John Wall category?
Yeah,
Stop
it. What they do well, they do well.
Stop it. He's in the tier above. Like, there are tiers of players. He's in tier 2.
Nah, you think about
he's in tier 2, bro.
What Paul George do well, John Wall does well. Facilitate in the fast break and defense.
He's an infinitely better shooter than John Wall.
Yeah, that's it.
Infinitely better.
Field goal wise.
He's a better shot creator than John Wall.
For Purdue 6'9", he has handle. I give him that.
Yeah. And he plays defense, Lamont. What are you talking about?
John Wall plays defense too, though.
Yeah, but...
Well, Kyrie's better than Kyrie's better than Paul George, too.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Okay, so I'll give you that. He may not be a top 10 player.
Big Cat is better than him.
Yeah, you named Karl Anthony Towns. You left off Harden.
I didn't leave off Harden. Chris Paul is better than him.
No, he's not.
Chris Paul is better than Paul George.
Chris Paul is not a better basketball player than Paul George at this point in his career.
Chris Paul is one of the best basketball players in the last 20 years, man.
Yes, but that doesn't make him a better basketball player than Paul George right now. He's not, bro. He's not.
His impact on the court was missed for a finals appearance. Jeff Ingles shut down Paul George. Well, I give him this. I don't know if it's knee surgery. Remember, he did have a surgery on his knee after the after the playoffs.
Look, Paul George. I'll tell you like this: Paul George on a team by himself could do more than what Chris Paul could do. What do you do with Portland?
Blow it up. You blow it up for the simple fact that your bad contracts, the coach they don't respect, the GM don't know where he wants to go, whether or not you want Dame or you want to trade him, because they were trying to trade. I was reading they were trying to trade CJ or Dame for Drummond and Reggie Jackson for Detroit last year. You blow that team up. Blow them up.
So which one do you keep? Do you keep CJ or do you keep Dame?
You trade both. You got to
what? You set your franchise back 5 more years if you trade both of them.
And then where's that going to put you? You still got to contend with Golden State. You're not going to be. That's who they are.
But
Golden State Light. You are. If you want Coke, you go with Golden State. If you want Diet Coke, you go with
Portland.
Houston Rockets. But if you want Coke Zero, you go to Portland.
So, I mean, like, but here's an interesting notion that I was talking to somebody about Lonzo. Why isn't Lonzo the better fit next to LeBron? Like LeBron James, we saw what LeBron James.
Dominant, man.
Yeah, but we saw what that got him. We saw what that's been getting him lately. If you put LeBron James on the ball, then you have to put the same pieces around him off the ball, which means you need a sharp shooting big, you need a shooting point guard, you need you know what I mean. You need a rebounder, dirty man in there. If you give him Lonzo Ball, you have a distributor. So now LeBron James, you can take some of that wear and tear off of your body, and you can just run the lane. Huh?
All you're going to say is, can Lonzo shoot?
Lonzo doesn't need to shoot if he's the primary facilitator.
If LeBron, like, that's why Mario Chalmers was perfect for LeBron, because Mario Chalmers could get into the lane and still dish it off to Bosh at the low post, or he could throw lobs to Joel Anthony. It's just that he had a shot. If I know I don't have to guard Lonzo by the 3, why do I have to leave him? I want him to shoot that shot. That's a shot I'm willing to give up if he gets.
People are making the assumption that the man isn't going to develop. Like, it's not like his form is ugly. He doesn't have a bad shot.
But no, I'm saying, like, how long is LeBron going to stay at his prime so where we have to focus on him? And how long does it take you to develop a jump shot?
How much wear and tear is LeBron James putting on his body by continuing to stay on the ball?
A lot.
Exactly. So why not put him in a position where he can play off the ball? And you giving Lonzo, like, people are talking about Lonzo Ball now, but he was playing with an AAU team. Like, that's what he was. You put Paul George, you put Kawhi Leonard, you put LeBron James next to him. He's dishing the ball to better players. It's not.
I get it. Yeah, but I never seen LeBron like playing off the ball. And you say let's say we get, for sake of argument, we get one of the 3. Let's say we get Paul George, right? Paul George is a guy that needs the ball in the post. I'd rather have, because he's athletic and tall. LeBron want to get in the lane, so he's going to clutter the lane up more, right? So, what can Lonzo do to help help that? Can he stretch the floor a little bit? Yeah, with his vision, you can say that, but he can't stretch the floor with his shooting.
I think what people confuse about Lonzo is that he needs to be able to shoot. I don't think Lonzo needs to be able to shoot. I heard this yesterday. I think Lonzo just needs to be able to score, not shoot. He needs to be able to score. So he's never going to have that mid-range game because of that shooting motion. But
unless he's going to his left.
Right, but he can get to the paint whenever he wants to because he's 6'7". And so I think that in itself is going to help. When you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, you don't necessarily need to be able to know how to shoot. They can shoot.
Yeah.
And he can help LeBron. Right. And LeBron James, he can help LeBron James because LeBron James doesn't have to create his own shot to get to the rim now. Lonzo can create that shot for him.
Right.
And that's why I think Lonzo would be like if I had to make the trade with the Spurs, if I have to choose between Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, and Kyle Kuzma out of one of them that I'm going to keep, then I'm going to keep Lonzo.
You said something that I hate. What is today's NBA?
It's the one Steph Curry created, where everybody has to shoot threes.
Hey, you can't beat that?
Huh?
There's ways to beat that.
There is ways to beat that, but the next Shaq ain't walking through that door no time soon.
You don't need the next Shaq to beat that. Man.
What do you need to beat that?
Positionless basketball. That's the reason why when they play like certain teams that has length and like wing defenders, like before they got KD, Minnesota and Boston and Milwaukee used to like give it to the Warriors because they had the freaks to run out there and chase them off the 3 line.
Yeah.
Now since they added KD, it's like damn, he a freak too.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. I'm not talking about the Warriors pre KD because I have a theory about them. After LeBron James beat them the year before KD got there, I think LeBron James figured out that iteration of the Golden State Warriors, and they would have never beat them again.
You know what? I kind of agree with you. It's just that I think, okay, that championship LeBron had in 2016, it took everything for them to go right, for them to win off the court. Like Draymond got suspended, Bogut got hurt. People forgot. J.R. Smith, he took out his knee in Game 6.
Oh, yeah. Because Bogut was the best defensive center in the league around that time,
for the playoffs. How about that? It was 3 things that went extremely well for LeBron to win that championship.
Yeah, so it was, but I still think that like
they have momentum. I will give you that.
Yeah, like it's just like I don't think without KD they would have never been able to beat LeBron James again. I think he just figured. I think he just figured them out, and with KD, this is a completely different team now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a completely different team now. So to say that there's a way to beat it, this is going to be a long, dark road ahead of the NBA.
Yeah, and people are making a lot of the Houston Rockets taking them to 7. Yeah. But you forget, no one scored on Andre Iguodala but one time in his, 50 shots they attempted? Or I saw a stat on ESPN that said Iggy shut down everybody besides Chris Paul for one jump shot. So out of everybody he guarded, one person scored. And he was out for the remainder of the series. And that went 7. But people were saying Chris Paul would have won. Like, you're right. But if Iggy would have played, that series go 5.
Yeah, that series over.
Yeah, I'm going to interview you. What's going on in Miami, man? Like, I was shocked y'all lost to Philly.
Bro, listen.
I thought it was going to be more of a series.
Me too. Because Hassan Whiteside is soft and a crybaby. That's why. He doesn't play hard. He doesn't play with energy. And, I do my research. I watch all 82. When it comes to the Heat.
Hey, I dig it.
I watch all of them. And so I've seen him give up on games. Like, he fights for a position initially, but if he doesn't get the ball after that first initial post-up, for the rest of the play clock, bro, he's just not into it. He doesn't try. And so that's something that I can't live with. He has all the talent in the world. Like, he has all the talent in the world. But what it was, bro, like, when he first got on the team, he was on nobody's scouting report. And he's too talented not to be on somebody's scouting report. You feel me?
Y'all paid him all that money, so y'all had an idea how good he is.
We had an idea of how good he could become, not how good he was.
What can you guys do to get back your reign of dominance? Because like everything else, y'all like the Lakers, but y'all just have a whole bunch of great role players.
Yeah,
it seems like you guys are missing something.
Yeah, we're missing.
It's so weird.
It's like we're missing LeBron James.
It's stupid.
But I don't.
You gotta let things go, man.
No. I'm good. I'm good on him never coming back.
Really?
Yes,
that would be because he needs that kind of
structure.
Like Pat Riley didn't play that with him.
No, your friends ain't coming. No, we're not giving him a job. No, we're not staying an extra day. He needs that, and we can offer that to him.
Structure.
But
a father figure.
Yeah, but
he needs that.
But I'm not so desperate for championships that I'm willing to concede control of my organization. And neither was Pat Riley.
I'm fiending for a chip, brother. It's been a while.
Well, see, I got 3 in the past 12 years.
8 years since a decade. Yeah.
Nah, because I count 06 to 18. That's 12 years. So I got 3, and I've been to 5. So
yeah,
I'm not at the stage where you are right now. People like to argue that the 73-9 team didn't need Kevin Durant, and the Heat team that LeBron James went to, they was a 6 seed in the playoffs. My counter argument to that is always the team that took the floor, LeBron James's first game in Miami, was not even the same roster as the one that was before him. They blew that roster up and created a new one with the same intentions that Kevin Durant had when he went to Golden State, which was to dominate the league by stacking it unfairly with talent.
They vetoed that Chris Paul trade around that time that the Big Three was built. And that's why Laker fans, y'all got one, we're getting one too. So we hated that. And then y'all
don't look at context. That trade could
context of it was because the lockout was about to happen.
Well, and on top of that, the league owned the Hornets at the time, so they could not trade Chris Paul.
The trade went through. David Stern had last right of refusal, and he said no. I guess after Dan Gilbert, but that trade happened.
But the league owned the Hornets, bro, and so you could not be seen like what would that look like on the league's part that we're going to take a team that we own and we're going to trade him to make a super team. Like, yeah,
it wasn't a super team.
It would have looked like a marketing grab. Yes, it was. You giving Kobe Chris Paul.
Kobe doesn't play with a point guard that's dominated.
Kobe doesn't play with anybody.
We needed that. That set us back. Like, that trade set us back. You can say we got swept by the Mavericks.
Yeah, but the league couldn't be seen. The league couldn't be seen helping its favorite child, which is the Lakers.
Where you put Kobe at in your all-time list?
He ain't in the top 10.
Why not?
It's because he's a clone. He's not an original, bro. Like I seen Jordan, and Jordan was better at what Kobe tried to do. So I can't put him above people.
Where do you put him at?
He's top 15. Like
top 15.
Yeah, he's definitely like right outside the top 10 because Kobe, like I explained, Kobe has everything that I would want for a player that I put in my top 5. He has the numbers, the championships, the mentality. He has all the accolades that you put in a top 5 player. But you're a worse version of Jordan. So I can't like.
Wait, hold up. That means so you're not going so your top 10 list isn't based on positions. It's based on like the totality of just the basketball.
Yeah. I just look at the basketball player. I don't do it based on position. It's kind of like this. If you had a choice between choosing Cocoa Puffs and Count Chocula, which one would you choose?
Count Chocula.
No, you would not choose Count Chocula. You choose Cocoa Puffs because Cocoa Puffs is the name. That's the brand. Do you put Count Chocula in your top 10? No. It's just an imitation brand of Cocoa Puffs. Kobe is the Count Chocula of basketball. That's the conversation. That's the reason why I can't put Kobe in like top 5. Like you're in the conversation with Tim Duncan, and I don't discredit Tim Duncan. I think Tim Duncan had a very similarly successful career as Kobe Bryant.
No, he didn't. Kobe's
career is less successbul. If you want to put
Kobe's career was after 2011. That was in a Kobe career. Like he would have played another season and retired. Cool, and then I could probably put him a little bit higher. But that is just that selfishness and that awareness. That's what Mike had over Kobe. Just like that self-awareness. Like, okay, I can't blow past this man. But I need somebody that can help me get me to my spots. Kobe lacked that.
Had a lot to do with it.
That's what Kobe was talking about when he told LeBron that you have to empower your team. He wasn't talking about passing them the ball. He's talking about getting them in their spots where they're comfortable. You can't tell me Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson, George Hill, they can't put the ball in the basket. They just forgot.
Yeah, I was having that conversation. Like when people keep talking about LeBron James ain't got no help. Like he has help. He doesn't know how to use them. He
has guys like Kyrie, similar in style of play, not as great as Kyrie, similar styles. If you give Rodney Hood, everyone wanted to pick and roll with Steph Curry. and they wasn't even setting hard screens. They were just jumping the screen, and there's a one-on-one with Steph. Give that to Rodney Hood, who's 6'8". Give that to Jordan Clarkson, who's 6'4". And about the same stats. Like, they can cook Steph. What are we doing?
Right, but before we go, bro, I give people a chance to shout out any type of brand or any type of thing that they want to shout out. People doing stuff good. Right now, I want to shout out my cousin Jordan Fields and his product, Creating Good Problems. Y'all can go check him out on Facebook, Instagram. The man about to blow up with these shirts, and they promote a good message. So, anybody you want to shout out before we get off here?
Nah, man. Shout out to FAMU for having great minds meet each other. Shout out to Vonnie White over there.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mans from FAMU. And, you know, I'm about to copy your idea, but I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm about to copy this stuff.
Hey, listen, bro. Just make sure that you invite me as a guest, man.
I will. I'm definitely going to get you on, man.
All right, man, Lamar. I appreciate you for coming on, bro.
All right, take care, bro.
Yeah, you do the same.
Higher than most, eyes low in the post. Ready for whatever, buddy. Trust me, you won't no smoke. Never disrespect my city, this the land of the ghosts. This shit doper than some white girls that just